Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. This is our weekly edition of NFL football picks with the fam. Tiger can't be here because he's sleeping. But everybody else is here. We got Mama, we got Mallow, we got Lizard, and we got myself, Papa. We're actually going to go through all the games this week. We're actually going to pick them all. And if we have like a little debate in with each pick, we can do that also. If not, we'll just make the picks.
And of course, because everything with Papa is a competition, because he's a very competitive young man, he will keep score of how many we get right or wrong, and he has to make sure that there is a winner and a loser.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only way to do things.
That's like 4 years in a row.
You've never won.
No.
Well, if you don't win, you lose. So
I mean, like last place.
See, that is the mentality that Papa has brought into the house. So
if you don't win, you lose. That's right.
All right, so here we go.
So we got the first game this week. All right. It's the Lions at Chiefs. All right. So Lizard, you're first. Who do you got? Lions or Chiefs?
Lions.
And Lions. All right. Mallow, Lions or Chiefs?
Chiefs.
Mama?
As much as I like the Chiefs and as much as my gut was kind of saying Chiefs to me, hearing some of the New Year stats or New Season stats from Papa made me actually choose the Lions, but my heart is with the Chiefs.
And I also chose the Chiefs, but like I said, I've said earlier in a different podcast that if I will not be surprised if the Lions beat the Chiefs. So now we got, because the Lions they have a better offense, I believe. The Chiefs, Chris Jones is out. He's the best defensive guy. So if they end up in a shootout, I believe the Lions will win. We got Panthers at Falcons. Lizard, who you picking? Panthers or Falcons?
I think we should also bring up how we pick our stuff.
Okay.
Because mom, you brought up your gut was feeling it.
I go by my gut 98% of the time.
Yeah.
I know nothing except for what Papa tells me, and even sometimes that won't sway me when I'm like, no, my gut says this.
Mallow goes by stats. She always asks like how the team's doing, which doesn't really help right now because it's the beginning of the season. No one's won or lost. Won't lose anything.
Yeah, nobody's won or lost anything yet.
Yep.
So she does it kind of the smarter way than like at least I do it.
I'll have you know though, my gut is right. What, 75 to 80% of the time?
Yeah, you've won a few.
So, and I was actually I won 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Of the family pick'ems. And that made you so mad because...
But they don't count because they were never in the podcast.
Oh, it's like that. Okay.
It's the year one podcast invitation.
Guess what, everyone? By the time January comes around, everyone's going to know who won.
That's right.
Officially now.
Okay, so we got Panthers at Falcons. Lizard?
Panthers.
Mallow?
Falcons.
Mama?
Panthers.
And I picked the Falcons, so we're split on that one. Also, we were split on the Lions Chiefs, and we're also split on the Panthers Falcons. Wow.
Some of us will be winners.
So yeah, two will be winners, two will be losers.
I just said won't. You don't have to say losers all the time.
Two will be winners, and two won't be winners. Bengals at Browns. Lizard?
Bengals.
Mallow?
Browns.
Mama?
Bengals.
And I picked the Browns because I think, like I said, week 1 through 4 or 5, the Bengals are slow. The Browns will come out hot. But I think the Bengals and Browns, I think the Browns win this game. The next matchup could be different. But this matchup, I got the Browns. Jags, Colts. Lizard. Who you got?
Jaguars.
Mallow?
Jaguars.
Mama?
Again, I really, really, really wanted to pick the Colts. I always want to pick the Colts, but I had to go with the Jags, and it makes me sad.
And I picked the Jags too, only because they're a better team. Then we got the Buccaneers at Vikings. Lizard?
Buccaneers.
Mallow?
Vikings.
Mama?
Me too.
And I also picked the Vikings on that one too. Then we got the Titans at Saints. Lizard,
Titans.
Mallow,
Titans,
Mama,
Saints.
and I got the Titans also. So 3 will be winners, 1 will be loser. Well, no.
Or will I be the winner and y'all will be the not winners?
Don't ask me why I picked the Titans on that one. I think I was probably blind when I made that pick. Okay, now we got the Niners at Steelers. Lizard, who do you got? Niners or Steelers?
49ers.
You got the Niners. Mallow,
Steelers.
Mama.
Niners.
And I also picked the Niners, even though that's another game. I wouldn't mind the Steelers winning. Because I cannot stand the 49ers. Then we
I
got...
feel that way about the
Which one? Oh, the Jags.
Steelers.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you want to change it?
No, so I feel like
Oh, you feel okay.
yeah, the same way about them
Yeah,
as you
no-
do the 49ers.
Nobody likes... Oh, okay, so you hate the Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I didn't know you hated the Steelers.
I don't hate them. Like, I don't wish them ill or anything. I just don't ever root for them. I think,
Well, I don't wish Niners ill either, but I don't like them.
yeah, I'm not a fan.
Now we got the Cardinals at Commanders. Lizard, who do you got?
By the way, I got to talk about the stupid name.
Commanders?
Commander. Okay, the baseball name, the Nationals, that makes sense to me. That's pride. That's, I get that. Commanders? Why? What is it?
Maybe they go commando?
Like, it just, it annoys me. Like, it just annoys me. And I think it was a bad choice.
Well, they have new
I don't
owners.
understand Nationals, but Commanders make more
Well,
sense
National.
to me.
No, they're from Washington, D.C.
So it's a national.
Yeah, but a lot of the teams actually have, an animal or some like an actual
Yeah, okay.
mascot.
They used to be the Redskins, but that's racist. So they were the Washington football team. Now they're the Washington Commanders.
No, I thought the Washington football team was more fun.
But no,
Me too.
Was it more fun?
I respected them more for that
It was
than damn
if
Commanders.
it's from Washington D.C., that makes sense because the Commander in Chief of the United States is there. They're the Commanders.
Well, we understand.
But there's only one commander. That's the thing. There's a commander to oversee troops. So it's like commanders is stupid and redundant, and I don't like it.
Lizard?
What are the choices again? Sorry.
Sorry, I apologize. That's just my
No.
little personal
I
opinion.
know it's Commanders on someone.
No, it's
Cardinals.
fine. Yeah, the Cardinals or Commanders.
I'm choosing Commanders because I just hate the Cardinals.
Mallow, Cardinals at Commanders.
Commanders.
Mama.
As much as I hate their stupid fucking name, I agree. Commanders.
I don't like the team, but I'll pick the Commanders. And it's not because of the name. I just don't like the team. So we got Texans at Ravens. Next game. Lizard. Texans or Ravens?
Ravens. I will never choose a football team called the Texans.
Why?
I don't like Texas.
Makes sense.
Valid. What
Mallow?
about you?
Ravens.
And why do you pick the Ravens?
I don't like Texans either.
Because you think a Raven would be the Texan in the fight?
Pick his eyes out.
Probably. Especially with the Texans hanging from a noose from a tree.
Oh my. Okay.
They did that in the Western days.
I hate the Texans, and that's got nothing to do with Texas. I hate it because for 2 or 3 seasons in a row, they would do well, and then I would pick them, and then they would just fall off the cliff. And then every time I would pick them, they would lose. And if I didn't pick them, they would win. And so, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not supporting you. I will never pick you again. And I haven't chosen them I don't care if they were the best team in the league. I would not pick them.
So you're picking Texans?
So at the last 3 seasons, am I right? You don't even have to ask me about those games because it's automatically never going to be the Texans.
So it's Ravens.
Yes, please.
And not so Raven. Right?
Please.
Okay. So I also picked the Ravens. So I believe the Texans are going to be like one of the worst teams. They're going to be there with Arizona. Baltimore's got Lamar Jackson back, and he's my quarterback for both my fantasy teams. So he better do good. So I got the Ravens beating the Texans. And also the Ravens probably will win that division.
Molly says that she hates the Texans too, so everybody agrees.
She's the football. She has no opinion.
Hey,
So
she's not. She's beautiful.
yeah, she's not football. So we got Packers at Bears. Lizard, who do you got? Packers. Would a Packer beat a Bear?
The Bears.
Would a Bear beat a Packer?
I'm gonna choose Bears.
Ooh.
I'm not a big Packers fan.
Ooh. Okay, Mallow,
Packers.
Mama.
I like them both,
Mhm.
honestly. Um,
Remember, no Aaron Rodgers on the Packers this
I
year.
know, but that wasn't, I don't give a shit about individual players for the most part, except for Mahomie. He's my buddy.
Sure.
But I really know him. But I just got a good vibe off of
He's your
him.
Mahomie.
He is my Mahomie.
Yeah.
And I want to pick the Bears with all my heart, but I cannot. I have to go with Packers.
And I also I got Bears. So we got Lizard and myself taking Bears, and we got Mama and Mallow taking the Packers. We'll see what happens there.
We win, right? Mom? Yeah.
But I do think the Bears have a better quarterback. I do think the Bears have just a better team. Plus, they're playing at Chicago. So I got the Bears winning this matchup. Then we got the Raiders at Broncos. Lizard, who do you got?
Raiders.
Is it because you don't like the Broncos?
Yeah, I like Broncos.
Mallow, Raiders at Broncos.
Raiders.
Because you don't like the Broncos?
Because I know Raiders better.
Mama?
I prefer the Raiders, honestly, but I went with the Broncos at this time.
And I also picked the Broncos, and I'm not saying the Broncos are a better team than the Raiders, but where you're playing at in Denver, the high elevations, the high altitudes, always affects the away team more than the home team because the home team is used to it.
Yeah.
So you got that aspect of the game. That's why I picked the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are going to have a great season.
A vote on the next one, do we?
Eagles at Patriots. Lizard?
Eagles.
Let's just all say we chose the Eagles. Eagles.
Okay, we all chose the Eagles.
All right.
And it's not
And it
because,
will always be the Eagles.
and it's not because they're biased with me, but
Not at all.
it's because the Patriots suck.
We were huge fans before we ever knew you. Lizard, when she was 2, before I met you, she would carry around a little football and wear a little jersey. She even wanted a helmet for Christmas.
Mom,
That was all fantasy. That never happened.
Yeah.
I was going to go with it.
you guys still can't see it, but you could see Mama's hair and eyes slowly turn brown from the amount of bullshit she was saying.
Thankfully, it's back. It's back. It's gone. It's
So
fine.
we all picked the Eagles. Everything's good. We got Dolphins at Chargers next game.
Dolphins.
Lizard, Dolphins.
She will always pick the Dolphins.
I like the Dolphins.
Mallow.
Chargers,
Why?
because I know the Charger name better.
So you think a Charger will beat a Dolphin?
Electricity.
What the hell is a Charger? Is it like a credit card?
It's like bowl of electricity, guys. Like the wrath of God.
Oh, so it's Thor
Sure, why not?
or Zeus. Zeus would be the lightning, right? Who do you got?
I picked the Dolphins.
I also picked the Dolphins. So I think a Dolphin would beat a bolt of lightning. I do.
It's too fast.
I don't know if a dolphin lives in water, and if there's a
True.
bolt of lightning, it would fry it.
Well, the Dolphins
but
too
it's in the
fast.
Ocean, which is a too big water source.
Not if it landed right on the dolphin, or in the water immediately surrounding the
Well,
dolphin.
dolphins are smart. They would just go deeper in the water.
Yeah. And they go.
I don't know how far water or electricity conducts in water.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway,
We got 3 Dolphins, 1 Charger. Next is Rams at Seahawks. Lizard,
Seahawks.
Mallow,
Caca.
the Seahawks. That's a battle hawk cry, not a Seahawk cry.
What's the Seahawk right?
That's a crow.
No.
Anyway,
Isn't that aren't Seahawks just basically pelicans?
yeah.
no, they're not. The Pelicans have that big thing where they can carry a fish in, and
Seagulls is just thinking.
Seagulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what you were thinking. There you go.
No, seagulls or sea.
They're just sea pigeons.
Anyway, I picked the Seahawks.
Yes, you did, and so did I. It
Everyone-
was unanimous. Everybody picked the Seahawks because
Yay.
they are going to be a
The
better team
one
than the Rams.
that we all agree on.
Eagles
Oh, and the Eagles, of
Yeah.
course.
We also agree.
That's
on
a given.
Commanders.
and Ravens.
Oh,
So yeah.
look at that.
So next we got the Sunday night football game, which is the Cowboys versus the G-Men. Lizard,
The what?
Giants.
Oh, Giants.
You pick the Giants?
Yeah.
Mallow?
I chose the Giants.
Mama?
We, as a family, have been sworn to hate the Cowboys forever and ever because that was part of the deal of Papa taking all of us on so many years ago. So, as much as I feel like a traitor in my heart for this, and I have to pick the Cowboys because the Giants suck worse.
Well, this is the last episode that Mama's gonna be on, folks. You know,
It was a nice 20 years.
No,
Did
no.
Papa, did you also choose
I
Cowboys?
picked the Cowboys. Yeah, it's smart picking. We don't go with just who we want to win. All right, we go with who we think's gonna win.
Yeah.
Just like
Unless it's the Eagles.
just like the
then we
Lions
always
and
have
Chiefs.
faith.
I want the Lions to win, but I picked the Chiefs. I want there's another one here. I want the Steelers to win, but I picked the Niners. So I always
I
go
did
with
that several
who
times, yeah.
I think. Like Mama, she picked the Jags, but she wants the Colts.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think
And
that they're.
she picked the Ravens, but she likes the Texans.
Stop it.
So anyway,
Last game
we got the Bills at Jets. Lizard.
Jets.
will always be a Jet.
That was a dumb
Always,
question.
always.
Is that one going against the Eagles?
Mallow.
Bills.
Mama.
I also chose the Bills.
And I chose the Bills also. Now, that's another game. I wouldn't mind the Jets winning. I wouldn't mind seeing the Jets coming out strong.
I would love that for Lizard just because she has rooted for them since she was a tiny tot.
Yeah.
And I would love for her to have a good season and not lose every game.
I already made a prediction. It's going to be Eagles versus Jets at Super Bowl.
For this year's Super Bowl?
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's an interesting prediction.
Yeah. Some people have picked that. Some people picked the Eagles Bills. So, I mean,
I would love to see the Eagles and the Bears because
can't.
I know, but I think
NFC,
that would be cool.
in the playoffs, you can.
Or like, me and my Colts.
The
I would love to
Eagles.
see them back in there.
The Eagles beat the Bears in the playoffs during that double doink game. When the Bears were kicking the field goal to win the game, and it went off to the upright and then the crossbar, and the Eagles won by like 2 points.
Yeah, that was.
I almost put my head through the ceiling. I jumped so high.
I know.
Yeah.
We were all, but we can always tell when a game is going well because we're hearing.
And you can
All right,
also
guys, that's it. Come on, you can do it.
you
do it,
can
just like
also
that."
tell when a game
And
is
when the
not
game
so-
was going bad, there's a lot of, come on, you assholes, why aren't you doing this? You shouldn't even have a job. I'd fire you. I'd
Lots-
fire all of you and start over.
lots of cussing and swearing, and I did say that in the preseason that I would cut the whole fourth string and third string of the Eagles, both offense and defense. I would cut them all.
Okay, are you done with us for this part?
I am done with the picks. Yes.
All right, hold on.
Now that we got the picks done, I'm going to do my power rankings. But the ladies they're all done with their picks. Say bye, ladies.
Bye. Have fun.
All right. Now we got the picks done there for week 1. I'm actually going to do my week 1 power rankings now. This is just Papa. The end of the episode. I'm going to do all 30 teams in what order I think they're going to they're going to start in. They most likely will not finish in this order, but they will start in this order. For my 32nd team will be the Cardinals. They don't even have any Kyler Murray's out for the first 8 weeks, I believe. If he plays at all, he'll probably be traded before maybe the trade deadline for some picks. I think they can get a first or second round pick for him. So that would be smart of them since they're rebuilding. Cardinals maybe win 2-3 games of that, and that might be towards the end of the season when the teams that they're playing have made the playoffs and they're seeding, have nothing to play for. That would be the only way the Cardinals will win any of their games. They're going to be traders, sellers at the deadline. So I don't think most of this team will be the same coming in the season. But for my 31st team, I got the Bears. Yeah, I got them winning week 1, but I mean I don't believe they're going to keep winning. Justin Fields, he's a great quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be able to carry him to the promised land. For my 31st team will be the Bears. My 30th team is going to be the Panthers. They're starting a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young. He's short. He's actually probably one of the shorter quarterbacks ever start in the NFL. That doesn't mean anything, but it might mean something. The Panthers just aren't that good overall, so I got them starting 30th. Texans, I got a 29, same thing, rookie quarterback. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit better than Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. But again, he has no supporting cast. They do got Will Anderson Jr. in the defense. D'Amico Ryan's the coach. But they're starting at 29 for my power rankings. At number 28, I got the Buccaneers. Even though Baker Mayfield's starting, I'm a big Baker fan. But he doesn't have much of a supporting cast. I think they're going to start at 28. They won a few games, but they're not going to rise much in these power rankings. 27, I got the Colts. Again, starting a rookie quarterback. They got one good offensive player. Jonathan Taylor's in the IR for 4 weeks. He might not even finish. I'm calling he will not even play a game with the Colts because he'll be traded by the trade deadline. The Raiders at 26. They don't really have anybody, and I think they're another team at the trade deadline will be sellers, just like the Cardinals, just like the Bears, maybe not the Bears, but the Buccaneers. They're actually all going to be sellers, in my opinion. So they're going to start 26. 25 is the Rams. They should also be sellers. They can get some good draft picks for Aaron Donald, for Cooper Kupp, and for Stafford. They can get some good draft picks for those guys. I got the Broncos coming at 24. They got Russell Wilson. They got a couple good receivers. The defense is awesome. I don't see them finishing 24th. I actually see them maybe rising as the weeks to come. At the start, they're 24. 23rd, I got the Titans. They got DeAndre Hopkins. That's it. And they got, the running back. Byron that, they are starting at 23. Another team that could rise in the rankings as the weeks go on. But they could also drop. But I got them starting at 23. Packers at 22. They could win some games and they're going to lose some games. They're going to win some games they're supposed to lose and probably lose some games they're supposed to win because they're a young team. Not a playoff team. That's why they're at 22. I got the Falcons at 21. They got everything you need in a team but a quarterback. I don't trust Ritter at quarterback. Plus, Derrick Henry's the running back for Titans. I almost forgot his name. But for the Falcons, they're going to start 21 and probably not going to rise much because their defense isn't very good either. I got the Patriots at 20. They're a tricky team. They could be a good team. They could be a bad team. But they're starting out at number 20 on this ranking. Steelers, same thing. They're going to be 19 to start. They could be a good team, could be a bad team. They're another team that could surprise people. They could. Some people have them going in the playoffs. Some people don't. They're just a team that it's hard to tell. Commanders at 18. They're not. They got a good defense. Quarterback situation not so good. That Sam Howell situation is going to come up and bite them in the butt. I think by the end of the year they'll probably start tanking so they can get one of those good quarterbacks coming out of the draft. But they're starting at 18. I'm predicting they'll probably drop as the weeks come on. Number 17, Giants. I don't expect them to be any better this year. They're going to be I don't even expect to be the same. I think Daniel Jones is actually going to be worse. The defense is better. They got Waller at tight end. He's not going to finish the season. He'll get injured for his season, end of the season. So I expect them to start at 17, maybe rise a bit, but I expect them by the end of the year to be towards the bottom, be towards the latter half of top 20. Number 16, the Vikings. Again, I'm not high on the Vikings at all. They got a couple good pieces, but their defense is nothing. Their defense is crap, okay? And so I don't expect them to do much. I don't expect them to win the division. That's gonna be the Lions winning the division. But the Vikings, I guess they won 8 1-point games or 8 one-possession games last year. That's not going to happen this year. Number 15 is the Saints. Could be good, not, but they're starting at 15. They're halfway in the middle, basically. They're in the middle. So I expect them to either stay the same or rise a little bit. It's hard to tell. For first week, the Browns are at 14. You got a good team, but they just got to play. Number 13, I got the Seahawks, another team that could surprise people. Number 12, Chargers, I'm not going to say underrated, but I'm going to say underperforming team. In the past years, they had the Jaguars beat last year, but then blew it in the third and fourth quarter. So that doesn't help them any. But they're starting 12, but they could be a team that rises towards as the season goes on. Number 11, I got the 49ers. Yeah, no, I'm not a big Niner fan. Don't like them at all. A lot of people say I should have them higher, but they don't have Bosa. At least the first game. Not sure about after that. But the first game they don't have Bosa, so they could start 0-1 the first game. And if that happens, they could fall even more in my rankings. Number 10 is the Dolphins. They do have a top 10 team with Tua. Without Tua, they don't even have a top 20 team because you need that quarterback for that team. But if he stays healthy, they could actually win the division. I think if he stays healthy, they got the pieces to do that. Number 9 is the Jags. Got the Jags starting at 9. They won the division last year. I expect them to do the same this year. I expect them to make the playoffs again and go deep in the playoffs. Do I expect a Super Bowl? No. But I do expect them to make some noise this season. Number 8, I got the Ravens. This is just the Week 1 rankings. It'll change next week. The Ravens are at number 8. Lamar Jackson, that's all you need to know. He can make any team better. They lost a bunch of games last year they should have won when he was playing, but their defense gave away a lot of games. I expect that defense to be a little bit better this year. But we'll see. But they're starting at number 8, but they're going to be a team that's going to be there till the end. Number 7, I got the Lions. Just got them winning that division. So I got them 7. They're going to make some noise. And you know what? They could even beat the Chiefs this Thursday night. Keep that game. That game's marked on my calendar, not just because it's the first game of the season, but it's an intriguing game between the high-powered Lions offense and a not so good Chiefs defense. I think it'll be a shootout. It could be like a 42-38 game. Lions win, but it's going to be high scoring regardless of who wins. Number 6, I got the Cowboys. I don't expect them to finish 6. I don't expect Dak Prescott to be very good. That defense will be good, but only so much. As the NFC Championship game last year with the Niners, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. If you ain't got a quarterback, you're going to get tired and you're going to get run on. So I think by the year's end, Trey Lance will be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. Number 5 is the Jets. I do have them finishing 2nd in the division, making the playoffs, making some noise. And you know what? Maybe Lizard's prediction could come true, where it be the Jets versus Eagles in a Super Bowl. Number 4, I got the Bengals. And yes, I got them losing the first week. Again, I won't be surprised when they win. But it doesn't matter because they always start out like 1-3, 1-4, and they always end up going deep in the playoffs and always end up winning the North. So I expect them to be at the top 5 goes into the season. Number 3, I got the Bills. And the reason I got the Bills is because, the 3rd best team. Their defense, if Von Miller's not there, is not as good. But I still think they're a good enough team to win the AFC East and be the 3rd seed the 2nd seed, actually, in AFC. Then I got the Eagles at number 2. Again, they won a Super Bowl last Super Bowl. They got better this year, their defense. They got a bunch of high draft picks for defense, good players. I don't expect them to miss a beat much. Yeah, they missed both the coordinators, but they got 2 coordinators that know what they're doing. And also the offensive coordinator grew up with Jalen Hurts. So they actually know each other better than what Steichen and Hurts did. So I think he'll end up even being better offensive coordinator than Steichen was. And the first team is the Chiefs. You have to keep them first because they are the first team. They won a Super Bowl last year. Nobody's beat them yet. So as of right now, they are still number 1 in my power rankings. Again, these rankings will fluctuate throughout the season. They'll be different. I don't expect some of these teams to stay where they're at. But I will be interested to see how these power rankings change each week. Baseball news: the Phillies still lead the wild card. They're the first team in the wild card. We got the Cubs and we got the Diamondbacks. Everybody else, the 3rd spot in the wild card is tricky. There's a lot of teams that are close. So the last 20-some games of the season, 25, I believe, will be very interesting to see where this goes from here as far as the wild cards. The Braves got the East wrapped up in the National League. The National League West, we have the Dodgers got that wrapped up, basically. The Central, the Brewers are hot, but I think the Cubs are actually only 2 games behind the Brewers in that one. So that's going to be a division to watch because that'll have an effect on the wild card also. American League, I believe the Orioles are actually still leading that one. The West, we have the Mariners leading the West. In the Central, we have the Twins still leading the Central because there's nobody else any good in the Central. And the wild cards, we got the Rangers, the Blue Jays, and one other team, I believe it's the Astros, are top 3 in the wild card. I'm actually don't have any notes about baseball because I wasn't going to get into baseball this podcast, but I'm like, let's have it finish the show. But as far as the NFL goes, excited to see where this season goes for the Eagles and for every team. The Chiefs, I'm excited to see these rookie quarterbacks for the Colts, Texans, and Panthers, see what they do. I'm actually excited to see what Kenny Pickett does in his 2nd year with the Steelers, to see how they do. I think it's going to be a surprising season again this year. Teams are going to be worse than what we expect, and some teams are going to be better than what we expect. I don't expect the Cowboys to do much, and I expect Mike McCarthy to lose his job. I expect Dak Prescott not to be with the Cowboys next year. And And the Niners, same thing. I don't expect Brock Purdy to finish the season. And, Kyle Shanahan, if he could actually lose his job, I think, if the Niners don't do any good because of the whole Trey Lance debacle. And John Lynch might be on a hot seat too. So now that the NFL season is starting, the baseball season's coming to an end. Fall's coming. Pumpkin spice lattes are coming out. So enjoy this season. The NFL season starts Thursday night. And we'll have another episode in this weekend or next week to recap the past week's games and to pick next week's. All right, until then, I hope you all have a safe week. Remember, use your turn signals, spay and neuter your dogs, your pets, and do not take any wooden nickels. Thank you. And y'all have a good week. Bye-bye.